Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I mentioned previously about the Asaba, those relatives who receive the remainder or the residue of the estate after the Zawil Furud have received their shares. In Arabic, Asaba is Ain Sad the Dal Mabuta, and it relates to the residue of the estate. So I want to go into a bit more detail about who the Asabaat are and what order they receive it in. Essentially, the Asaba, as I mentioned previously, is the Asabaat are the male relatives. So you have X and his male lineage and his male ascendants and descendants are the main Asaba. So there's actually 4 categories of Asaba. The first are the male descendants, and by descendants we referring to the son, the son's son, and so on and so forth. It does not refer to either the daughter or the son's daughter or any of the female relatives. It's only down the male line that are the Asaba. The second category of Asaba are the ascendants, so the father and the grandfather, the father's father. So the ascendants are the second category. And again, it's through the male relatives, so father, grandfather, father's father, great grandfather, etc. Third level is the father's descendants. So as well as X would be one of the children, and the father would have perhaps other sons, brother of X. So it may have 3 sons in total. Son 1 would be X, son 2 is another son of the father, and son 3. So the third level of Asaba are the father's sons, X's brothers. So third level, father's descendants. And again, it's not only the son, X's brother, but also X's brother's son, and so on and so forth down the line. The fourth category is the grandfather's descendants. So we've got the father, so just change the color. We've got father, and we also have the grandfather. So now we are talking about X's uncles. So this is uncle, is actually X's father's brother, and his children. So fourth category, grandfather's descendants, meaning X's uncle and his sons. And the way it works is, first we look to see if there's a son. If there's no son, we go down the descendants and go to the grandson. If there's no grandson, further until we can conclude that there's no descendants. If there's no descendants, then we go upwards and we go to the father, followed by the grandfather. If there are no descendants or ascendants, then we look at father's descendants, and that's down the brothers and their sons, etc. And again, if there's no father's descendants, then we look at grandfather's descendants. So X's uncle through his grandfather and his son, etc. And if there's no grandfather's descendants, we don't go on to great grandfather's descendants. That's the end of the Asaba, and then we have to look at other categories. Just a brief point, this is the basic situation with Asaba. There's actually more to it than this. These four categories are known as Asaba binafsihi. There's actually other categories of Asaba which we'll mention at a later date, but these are the most important categories, and provided they are there, then they will receive the residue. So we will give the share due to the Zawil Furud, and whatever is remaining will be given to the Asaba in this order, and so ascendants will not receive it until we've concluded that there are no descendants, and so on and so forth.